Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? Let me pull up this book. Let me just pull this book on it. Hold up. Money. Yes. Calling all authors. If you guys have a book that you want me to read, I do charge an upfront fee of $50. I must tell you that. And then we can get into some things. This is book one. Let me see. Let me try to get the book two. Boom. I want to open this in a new tab. Yes, there we go. All right, now I can share this screen. What's up, everybody? What's up? I hope everybody is chilling. I hope the people on the East Coast have just gotten off work and they're ready to read. You feel me? I hope that everybody on the West Coast over here with me nowadays is all put together and working hard and sitting and relaxing with the earphones in their ear and doing all that good jazz. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, y'all. I don't know why I just did this, but I just ate one of them sour saladito things. Oh, you know, the little prunes that got the salt, like the salt. Oh Lord, the salted prune, child. My mouth feel crazy. I'm over here trying to put some squirt up in it right now. Hi, what's up, Nisi Boo? VIPT, what is popping? VIPT falling through this mother. Okay, in winter, I hope you don't came back, honey, even though this is read 2, because I know you said that you thought it was read 1, but now it's read 2. Oh, hold on, guys. I always forget to monetize my little videos. I don't want to keep doing that. So let me get the monetizing. Oh, I already did it. Awesome. That's what happens when I schedule them. I already monetize them. But it's a good thing that I remember too when I go live, because I don't want to mess that up. Oh my goodness, y'all. The last freaking chapter, 2 chapters of this book, the first 2 chapters was crazy. First of all, Juice got shot in his arm and in his leg, okay? Then he got picked up by the feds because he was cheating on Tori with some girl named Red Keisha, okay? And Red Keisha ended up getting shot to death by a dude that just cannot stand Arion, okay? I mean, cannot stand Juice and work for Arion, okay? And so the feds end up letting Juice go. Y'all know Tori pregnant, okay? Tori was about to leave Juice. Okay, the feds end up letting Juice go. Tori trying to figure out how the feds just don't let you go like that and what you done told them, because you know she's running these bad checks against these dead folks' social security number. Okay, so she trying to figure it out. The next thing you know, they end up identifying the people that was trying to kill him, because the Red Keisha was supposed to be Tori Lee. So, and they dumped like 3 bullets into Red Keisha. But, woo, child, oh, Lord, it's too much going on. They ended up hiding in crawl spaces and luring fake criminals to their house that's working for Arion. And the Tampa Police Department still don't know it was Arion's ass. Shoot, I'm scared, and I'm just reading. All right, now that we've gone through that, let us get to the needy and the greedy, guys. But what I want you to do first is, I don't know why my mouth has a really bad craving for these saladitos. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit and then I might eat a saladito. I ain't gonna even lie. All right. Revenge. As we continue to wait in the terminal, Juice gets a call that twists my mind even further. Juice jumps out of his seat all of a sudden. The fuck you mean she dead? I look up and immediately look around. I touch Juice's shoulder to let him know everyone was starting to stare. They wanted to know who was dead, just like I did. No, man, that's so fucked up, not Tasia. Man, tell me this not true. When I hear who he's talking about, I can't help but feel a long list of emotions. Anger, pity, anger again, then fear kicked back in. I kept my feelings to myself for at least from Juice, because Kennedy was going crazy inside of my stomach. It was like she was on the same emotional roller coaster. We don't even speak about those calls as we start to board the plane. I just know Juice is hurt. Juice stares out the window the entire ride without saying a single word to me. If he does, all he does is huff and puff. I watch quietly as his emotions overwhelm him. When we get to Jacksonville Airport, I call Dior and Charles to make sure that they're on the way to Georgia with our belongings. Dior will drive my car to Atlanta to a remote location Juice gave her. Charles will stay in Macon with us. He is vital to my plan. I need Terran to come out of hiding and surface. Easiest way to hook a slut is to bait her with a fine man. Once we hit the road in our rental car, I came back here and now and forced. Wait, once we hit the road in our rental car, I came back to here and now and forced Juice to deal with it too. Tasia and the fact that she was dead. You okay, Jay? I know Tasia was your girl. She was real cool. I don't know much about her, but I know you trusted her for the most part out of everybody. I wait for a response from Juice, but nothing. Well, it's hard to look at you when I'm driving, so it's hard to look at you when I'm driving, so a reply would be wait, okay, I'm sorry, wrong voice. That was her voice supposed to say that. Well, it's hard to look at you when I'm driving, so a reply would be nice, Juice. He waits a moment, then sighs. Yeah, baby, I'm cool. Just these last few days been a bitch. My people told me Tasia was in North Carolina with Ariane. She called home saying she was on her way back to Houston because Ariane was tripping on her getting knocked off in Vegas. He was accusing her of working with the feds and knowing what we were up to while we were in Tampa. She told my people she had one last job to do with him, then she was headed back home. Tasia told them she was scared because she had not seen that side of him, but was going to continue to play it cool. That was the last call she made 3 days ago. She was found last night inside the bedroom of her condo in Houston. Juice leans his head against the passenger window as he continues. She had her tongue cut out and a bullet in her forehead. I hold my hand up for Juice to stop. I can't stand to hear another detail. That's awful. I hardly knew her, but she didn't deserve that. I say, then get quiet. The truth is, I never told Juice about the threesome I had with Tasia and Ariane. That first time I hooked up with Juice while we were in Houston was definitely not the time to swap sexual rendezvous. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if this day or any other day is the time to tell it either. Tasia was dead, so she can't tell it. And the only other person in the room was on my body count list, so he won't be able to tell it either. No need in complicating Juice's feelings, so I decide to keep my mouth shut and change the subject. I'm sorry about your homegirl, but we need to figure out what's the plan for tonight. Is your aunt okay with us coming? Baby, she is okay with us coming, but we don't have to stay there, Juice assures me. But first, we need to cut the paper trail. Juice wants to get rid of all the drop evidence I have in the trunk of my Challenger. Dior didn't need to be driving with it, and we damn sure didn't need it on us. Once we reach Macon late that afternoon, we meet up with Charles and Dior to take the cards, laptop, papers, and money out of the trunk, and Dior keeps on pushing it to the A. Turning on GPS, I follow the lead to the location that Juice has put in. As we get closer to the wooded area and dirt, the wooded area and dirt makes me a little nervous. It's just after 6 p.m. and cold. I hope whatever these two plan on doing is quick. I could see, oh Lord, I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me back this thing up from my face. Where was I? Okay. I could use a nice soft bed, hot shower, and a decent meal. As I drive further into the wooded area, I think I understand what is happening. We are at a secluded lake. Park right there, Tori, Juice instructs as he and Charles gather the things out of the trunk. Charles opens up the bag I hadn't noticed in the trunk. I hadn't noticed that can of lighter fluid either. I watched the pair gather sticks and pieces of tree branches, anything flammable, put it onto the pile and set it ablaze. I know that the hard drive and the computers won't be destroyed, but at least they will have a time finding a burnt up laptop that will be tossed at the bottom of some random lake in Macon. I stayed inside of the car because of the fumes and because of my swollen feet. My swollen feet just wouldn't allow me to stand up much right now. And to be completely honest, I didn't want to be standing out in the cold watching this illegal bonfire. I stare out the window and nervously check the rearview mirror. The laptops, papers, memories, all going up in flames. And I hope the smoke won't attract any passing cars. I know how people are. They can be nosy. As I watched the flames grow, I couldn't help but think about all the mistakes that were made leading up to this day. I even think back to my first lunch date with Ariane and how he was so charming yet deceiving. My thoughts are cut short by Juice and Charles getting back in the car. Come on, we'll come back tomorrow, then dump it in the lake. Juice opens the driver's door and says to me, I look over to, oh, okay, hold on. We'll come back tomorrow, then dump it in the lake. Juice opens the driver's door and says to me, I look over to the once high flames and notice that the fire had been put out and it was now a pile of dirt. Fucking criminals. And I don't want to come back tomorrow. Let's just get this shit over with, fellas. Plus, my fat ass just want to eat and go to sleep. My pouting worked. They graciously comply. Juice goes to the trunk, getting out a few garbage bags and some tape. They work quickly to wrap up 4 charred laptops and dump them in the lake. The papers were, of course, ashes. No need to bother that pal. Juice had me back the rental car all the way up. Juice had me back the rental car all the way up back to the entrance as he and Charles covered up the entire tracks leading back to the lake. That night, we, Juice and I, checked in a hotel as Stephanie Raydor instead of going to his aunt's place. We couldn't afford to be found or risk anyone else in jeopardy, putting anyone else in jeopardy. I am glad I still had a fake driver's license to go with my last 3 drop cards that came in a few months ago. Strangely, all 3 of my cards were still full and had not been locked up, frozen, or obviously reported in any kind of way. We could swipe these cards without being detected, especially with all these papers to these drops being destroyed earlier. Charles chills with us for just a little bit, and then he leaves to the neighboring hotel. Before Charles left, I made sure to set things in motion. I used Charles's Facebook account to send Taryn a friend request. Now all she had to do was take the bait. Once we laid down in this less than stellar Ramada Inn, I am surprisingly comfortable. Not sure if it was because I was tired or if it was because I was plain sick and tired of being sick and tired. Juice rubbed my stomach and has a full-on conversation with Kennedy without me. She kicks and flips at the sound of her father's voice. For a moment, things felt perfect. Juice and Kennedy is all I wanted. That moment did not last long. As soon as Juice is done talking to Kennedy, he took the time to open up his bag of confessions. Juice sits up in a bed and stares at me for a few moments. Tori, there's a lot of things that I never explained to you. I feel like the time is now. Raising my eyebrow in disbelief. You fucking kidding me, right? I searched Juice's eyes to see if he joking. Juice took in a deep sigh. The truth is, I was fucking around on you with Nisha. That's clear. But the reason why I never explained, I know it's not an excuse, and I know it don't make things better, but I feel like I owe you. She was my hardest worker in Tampa. When I was back and forth from Houston to Atlanta to Tampa, she was right there. Faithful. She never stole my money, nothing. She kept it real. She always waited on me no matter how long I would be gone. She had been by my side when I was with my other lady, and she never complained. She just kept the nigga straight. When I came back to Tampa with you, word got around quick. She felt like I tried her, but I still wanted to make sure we remained like we were before you came in the picture. I don't know what in the hell made me think I could keep her and you. Knowing that it was you that I found happiness in. I never have and probably would have never made Nisha my girl. Yeah, she was my ride or die, but I never saw myself with her in that way. I want to be with you. Juice pauses for a moment. I think he wanted a reaction. I had none. I wanted to hear this. I needed to know what he thought a good reason was, and so far I was not impressed. Juice, seeing that I have made no attempt to speak, he continues. I was getting all kinds of money from her and hookups. Your car. Juice drops his head. That was her brother's lie. I turned my head away. Then he tells me, foolish is what I have been. Juice lays back in the bed. I swear I only want you. I promised you I want you to be my wife, and one day you will be. Am I sorry about what happened to her? Yes. But I am happy to be here with you, with my baby in your stomach. Sounds harsh, but it's the God honest truth, Tori. I hold my hand up for Juice to stop. This bullshit ass sympathy confession was getting on my nerves. I hate that she took the bullet for me and she was caught up in this madness, but I no longer wanted to discuss Nisha. I had other plans. Who else did you fuck? I asked, so fast that I even shocked myself. Who else did you think you could keep? Who else was hustling all for a nigga that I didn't think 2 cents of them? Yeah, I bet if her ass could hear you now, she probably would have kept her legs closed. Juice drops his head. That gives me the answer I wanted to know who. That gives me the answer, but I wanted to know who. So which one of her raggedy ass friends did you fuck too? He didn't answer. I can only assume or guess, which I wasn't going to do. I was just too drained to think about Juice and his infidelity. I wanted to think about how to get my life back on track, how to find a better life for myself and my child. Well, since you haven't answered me, let's leave this conversation where it's at. It's late. That's fucked up. You got a girl killed because you can't keep your dick in your pants. I knew that statement would burn Juice up inside, and I didn't care. I wanted him to hurt like me. I laid down and turned my back towards him. Look here, Tori. The only reason why I was with her at the store is because of that ratchet shit you did. Don't think I don't know about you sending that AIDS letters to her house and her neighbors. Don't think I don't know you gave out her number to sex websites. The numbers you gave out was to the phone I personally brought her to work on. I was the only person calling her on that number. So if you want to be nasty about the situation, we could go there. Juice turned over and covered up without saying anything else. I sat up and leaned over to him the best I could with this belly in way. I didn't say anything. Guess that would have guess that made us kind of even. I didn't say anything. Guess that made us kind of even. I just held him until we both fell asleep. No sooner than the morning comes, I get a call from Dior. She's found Tehran and Shan through a trusted source. I forgot all about Shan. She was going to be the roadblock if I wasn't careful. She was way smarter than Tehran and she could spot bullshit a mile away. Do you think they know you back, D, or that you been with me? I questioned my friend like she was a real spy. Those silly birds. Yeah, they know. But seriously, girl, please, Imani, everybody know that I've been back and forth with you in Tampa. And if they didn't know, Terrence made sure he told what a good time he had out of town. Not hard to figure out. I thought about what my best friend was telling me, and she was right. It was me that had to sneak in Atlanta without being noticed. Well, I'll be in Atlanta in 3 days. Tehran accepted the request. I will start to bait her and set up Charles to go on a date with her. But he won't show up. I need to see her myself. I need to see what she's driving, how her hair is, etc. You feel me? Dior laughs at me. I could tell she rolling her eyes and shaking her head at me. Tori, you make sure that bitch don't get to see or touch my man, or you won't have to worry about her. I'ma beat her ass for you. Dior laughs some more. Girl, I got to go call Charles. I need to give him some instructions on how to behave while he's away from me for the next 3 days. Bye, girl. Dior hangs up the phone, still giggling at our conversation. Charles knocks on the door as soon as I hang up with Dior, almost on cue. When Juice opens the door, he knows he is on the phone with Dior. When Juice opens the door, we know he's on the phone with Dior. She's not having it. Yeah, babe. All right, yeah. Man, I ain't gonna really meet that damn girl. It's all we hear Charles say as he walks in the hotel room. You ready, Charles? Oh, I'm sorry. You ready, Charles? Juice asks. We gotta head out, man. Tell Dior Ray that you ain't on that shit. We got grown folk business to handle. Charles ignores Juice's sarcasm and motions for us to hit the door. On the way to the destination, I pull up Facebook and bingo. This tramp is at it. Okay. Ugh. She seems so desperate already messaging him, but I go right along with it. I inbox her back. What's up with you? A nigga want to get at you. Can we meet? Now, for most females, this is the internet. No. But for Tehran, she goes for it. I changed his hometown from Tampa to Atlanta so she won't think anything strange prior to me sending her a friend request. 15 minutes later, she replied, yeah, that she would like to meet and when. I arranged to meet her at North Delcap Mall at 2 p.m. in 3 days. When we get to Atlanta, I feel such a relief. I was back in my hometown. It's cold, and that's a feeling I was starting to think I would never feel again since it's so hot in Florida during the wintertime. I just missed the New Year's here. Our city looks so beautiful to me, and I can't wait to be a part of it again like a normal AT alien. We dropped Charles off with Dior, and we head to Juice's hideout apartment. It's a spot he never told anyone other than Nisha about because it was a spot that she had rented for him in her sister's name and paid the rent a year at a time. I wasn't concerned with anyone finding us since the dead can't tell where we might be. Juice claims he kept Nisha's visits to Atlanta quiet, so it's a A1 honeycomb hideout. Once we get inside and settle down, I take a look around. This place looks like it had a woman's touch. The all-white leather sectional sofa and the black pillows was on point. The decor sticker on the wall that says always and forever gave it a modern look. I had no complaints on temporarily living here. Every section of this apartment was nice, clean, and well decorated. It could use a little dusting, but that was to be expected since we had been in Florida from July to January. Speaking of January, I would be turning 7 months in about a week, and it was getting harder and harder for me to deny that my stomach was huge. I needed to go to the doctor, and soon. I hadn't seen Dr. Patel in over 5 weeks. Juice, I really need to find a doctor. Even if we have to fly me back to Tampa, I need to go. My belly ache, my feet swollen, and Kennedy is so active it scares me at times. Juice took my word as complaints, and he quickly dismissed most of my concerns. Well, we'll find you a doctor. Call Dr. Patel and ask him to find you a good doctor in Lithonia, Georgia. I don't think you'll be spotted out there, Juice says as he rubs my shoulders. I agree and do just as he asks and make my appointment for tomorrow. Since I had to work, I needed to do it. I need to do it in 2 days. Since I had work. Oh, okay. I made it for tomorrow. Since I had work, I needed to do in 2 days. Ooh, Lord. Y'all, it's the ratch for me. Not doing it while you're big pregnant. All right, hold on. Let me drink a little bit of water. Y'all hear my voice a little hoarse. Hey, Tony Michelle. Oh, we got Dior Ray. Dior is in the comment section. Maybe not. Got to stay tuned to see. Okay, got Tony Michelle in the comment section. All right. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes I got to wet my whistle. And I got to get my puff on. Y'all know how it is. Usually, I like to play a little soft music. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Because I know he got to use the bathroom. Lord, let's see. All right, we got, this chapter is called Hate. Hate. Hate, honey. Okay? And if you don't know, now you know. Needless to say, my appointment went okay. I was denied a sonogram since I wasn't due for another one until I reached 8 months and I was not bleeding nor in pain. I didn't waste any time fussing about it. I had revenge on the brain. I never in my life felt the emotions of hate, but these days they were becoming all too familiar with it. The day that I was going to see Tehran came around quickly. I could barely sleep the night before. When we pulled up to DevCal Mall, I put on a pink studded hat and shades to conceal my identity. Juice is in the back seat chilling with his arms around me. Charles is in the driver's seat since he wouldn't be recognized. Right on time, I see Tehran pulling up. I will admit, A drop has helped her tremendously. She is driving a luxurious all-white Audi A4. She steps out of the car, sporting a pair of Gucci shades. Her hair is straight and long and black with a part down the middle of her expensive weave. I hate to admit it, but this is the best I ever seen the bitch look in a long time. She look our way, but dismisses us since she can't see there's a female and two males in this car. I watched her zip up her Gucci jacket while getting back in her car and pulling out her phone. I guess the cold air is just too much for her. The phone vibrates in Charles's lap. Ducking down a bit, I ran up into the front seat and Charles hands me the phone. As I answer it, I give the phone to Juice since he can see in our car. Oh, since she can see. I give the phone to Juice since she can see in our car. Juice puts the phone in his lap and turns on the speakerphone. Charles and I both make sure we are extremely quiet. Hello? Hey, shouty, yeah, what's up? Juice say in a deep voice that almost made all of us laugh. Hey, Charles, I'm at Del Cal Mall waiting on you. What's up, nigga? Where you at? Shit, it's too motherfucking cold for a sister to be out here like this. Man, shorty, I was trying to catch you before too. Man, I got caught up. Listen, I'm sorry. I could make it up. Can we please meet later tonight? Dinner on me at Arizona's. Terran suck her teeth, but agrees. Okay, and next time, call me before you have me drive somewhere to meet you, and you ain't gonna be there. Terran pulls off, but not before scanning the parking lot and taking another look in our direction. We wait for a few moments, then we follow her back to a townhome in Decatur. What I and we see next burns my soul. After watching her house for an hour or so, we see a black Porsche pull up, and behold, it's Ariane. He has all sorts of shopping bags and welcome her with open arms. I think to myself, that's why she look better. She getting double paid. He ain't nothing but a trick, and I should have known this jealous bitch wanted to be in it too. Be in on it too. It's about damn time she stepped that pussy game up. Before I could say anything, Juice started to get hyped up. Hey, Charles, that's him. That's that fuck nigga. That nigga been trying to kill us. You remember him? I should cap his ass right now. Juice spits those words out like venom. I do not protest. In fact, I wish I had my Hello Kitty pistol, and I would make sure they both go back to the dirt where they came from. Oh, hold down. I got to take a dust of the bubbler on that note. Oh, Lord. Hold down. Ciao. It got a little rough, didn't it? Didn't it a little rough? Ooh. I don't see Terran in the comment section tonight. She's usually in here. That's awkward. Excuse me, y'all. I had to take a little puffity puff. And then y'all know I'm uploading videos. So I'm about to do that. Uploading at the same damn time. I think this says, okay. I see it's about to get rough. All right, almost done. Boom, boom. Bow, bow, boom. Done. Just calm down. Not now, Jay. We got to plan this shit just right. You know, we just watching. And besides, she is a real hoe. She is bound to mess up. She was trying to meet me. Now she lip locking with the next nigga. We're going to get this fuck nigga and that pussy hoe too, Charles says. I watched Terran and Ariane share a passionate kiss before getting into his car. That kiss make my lips tremble, my stomach tight, and my skin too hot to the touch. My skin hot to the touch. So this is why the bitch been mad. She always wanted him. She could have told me that shit way back when I first met the nigga, met him in a club. Instead of trying to get me killed, this whack trick could have simply had him. Got her money long ago, and I would have never been mad at her. I promise. But now she started a war. I can guarantee you she can't finish. I hate to do it because I assured my best friend that I wouldn't let Terran and Charles actually meet, but I have to. They have to meet at Arizona's at 6. I need to know what's on her mind. How serious is she with Ariane? I need to know her every move so I can make the right move. Charles, call Dior and break the news to her that you actually gonna go see Terry-Ann. Charles and Juice look at me with stretched eyes, and I don't care. Hey, yo, Tori, you tripping right now. Charles protests, but I could care less. As I dial Dior's number, I start to have second thoughts, but then as she answered the phone, I knew just what to say to her. What to say to have her agree to this last minute meeting. Dior, meet me, Charles, and Juice at Arizona Steakhouse around 5:30. She'll be meeting Charles there. And are you okay to walk in and have dinner too so you can keep an eye out on them? Tori, what? I don't like the sound of this. I come up there, but I can't go inside because if she touched my man, I know something. I have a better idea. I could let them meet, but they could not have dinner together. Charles can let her sit in the car and talk to her only if I can see them and he keep his cell phone on so I can hear every word because I swear I will fuck that stupid bitch up, Tori, and he knows it. I grinned widely because things were going my way and I liked every second of it. 5:30 rolls around and Juice and I get inside my Challenger and we leave Charles in the rental by himself. He looked uncomfortable, but we don't care, and he knows he better leave that phone on so we can hear that skank. Around 5:50, Terran pulls up in Ariane's black Porsche. I get nervous and begin to sweat. The car is quiet until I hear Juice cock his 9mm. He ready for anything right now. Tension is high until Charles calls Dior's phone, since we could hear him rolling down the window, telling Terran to come join him in his car. Before she got in the car with him, Charles says everything is okay. Charles says everything is okay. She's in the car by herself. We can barely hear her since he put the phone in the middle console. Hey, little mama, what's up with you? Nigga been trying to catch up with you. I heard Terran suck her teeth. Whatever, nigga. Anyway, what up with you? You trying to catch up with me and see me? Is you paying? Me and Dior look at each other. Since when did this bitch start fucking for money? She was doing the very thing she talked down to me about doing. Now she offering pussy to the first nigga that send her a friend request. Trifling is the only word that come to my mind right now. Nah, baby girl, it ain't that kind of game. I just saw your profile picture and thought I might want to get to know you, but I see you on some other shit right now. Okay, cool, old broke ass nigga. Terran said before exiting and slamming the passenger door of our rented Chevy Malibu. That tramp better have gotten out that car. Dior laughs as we ride to the gas station to exchange passengers. I was tired and over this day. Juice and I get in the Malibu and let Dior and her man go on. We'll meet up again. Over the next 2 weeks, we followed Terran. She didn't make any major moves. Quite frankly, she had become really boring. Outside of the occasional meeting with Ariane, shopping and dropping, there isn't much to her. Tired of waiting, we went back to Macon for a day only to get Juice's car and the rest of our belongings. We chilled and we stayed close to home as we had to make sure no one knew we were there. On a particular night, Dior accompanied us to our trip to follow Terran. This time, Dior, planned to make herself seen. Dior was going to show up at a gas station or whatever store we followed her to, maybe to ask her, what's up? Did she set me up or something like that? However, Terran made a move none of us were expecting. She drove right to my townhouse. I don't know who she thinks she is, but she has crossed the right territory that I don't play about. We parked across at an empty house, making sure not to be seen. As she seems not to notice us anyway, she walked up to the bushes by my front door and retrieved a key that opened my previous residence. I thought for sure Terrence Jr. changed the locks, but clearly he did not. Even though I had been gone, this place still belonged to me. I wasn't ready to give up my home, so I made sure the basic bills were paid. I knew I was coming back, but I didn't think this would be happening when I got back. So many memories and emotions started to fill up inside of me. The silence and the tension in the car was so sharp, it felt like it would cut as soon as someone said the word. No one spoke. Everyone had their eyes locked on me. I didn't notice my increasing breathing or the tears streaming down my face. At that moment, I saw her entering my home. I became filled with even more hate for Tehran. She had almost gotten my boyfriend and I killed. She had not been woman enough to tell me not to talk to Ariane in the first place because she had been involved with him. Then, last but not least, I'm sure she's responsible for breaking into my house and destroying it. Now she's going in there freely and doing God knows what, like it's her damn house. Soon as I saw her come out of my front door with a few items, I did the unthinkable. I jumped out the car in the dark and freezing cold. The only light I had to guide me was the street lights in her headlight beaming on my garage door. I heard Juice, Dior, and Charles call my name, but I kept running towards her. I don't want to, but my legs just keep going. I was no longer in control, rage. I was no longer in control. Rage had officially taken over. She looked up at me and dropped her bag, even though she hadn't seen me in months. And I'm now all belly. She knew it was me. She knew I was ready for war. Tehran blocks my first punch and tries to hit me, but misses. Stupid slut, she screams. I land a punch in her eye and she grabs me. We tussle for a few moments. My newly put on weight and a round belly are really affecting me. I would have normally had kicked her ass by now and been dragging her across the frosty grass. The ground is slippery and I'm losing my grip on the pavement. Tehran manages to hit me in my lip. Immediately, I feel my lips swell. That sent me into a darker rage. I grab her hair and wrap it around my hand tightly. I dodged all of her swings and finally I got in a few punches to her eye, nose, and chin. It seemed like we were fighting forever, but I know it was only for a few seconds because Juice made his way to us. Charles punches Tehran in her face and causes her to fall. Charles couldn't have realized that I was still holding on to her when he swung. I fall on top of her and she softened the impact to the ground. In the heat of the moment, I forgot that I was pregnant. All I could see is that I hated this bitch and I needed her to pay for all the grief that she caused me. I get up and sat on top of her, swinging wildly. I'm trying to get in as many licks as I can because I feel Juice tugging at my arm. Let her go, Tony, Juice yells in my ear. No, I won't let her go until I kill this bitch. I tighten my grip on her hair. Even though we are now on the ground facing each other because she flipped me over off of her other. I can't even, I don't know. So she flipped me over off of her. I can't hit her anymore. I'm so angry. I want to just rip her hair from her scalp and make her suffer. I was gasping for air. My chest is starting to tighten up. Grabbing my hands tightly, Juice gets in between us. I'm going to ask you one more motherfucking time. Let her go. Without saying a word, I hit Tehran once more. It probably didn't even faze her since my wrist was burning and causing me agonizing pain. As Tehran scrambled to get in her car, she started threatening us. I'm going to fuck you up, bitch. You fucked up big time, Tori. You stupid bitch. You dead, and so is your ugly ass man. That make me even madder. I start to run after her, but Juice is holding on to me tightly. I can't get to her, so I start to cry. I just want one more round with Tehran, but I can't have it. With all of the attention on me from Juice, Dior, and Charles, Tehran manages to get in her Audi. Juice realizes that she about to leave and loosens his grip, and I break free. Running over to her before she could pull off, I grab hold of her hair and try to pull her out of the car, but she backs out, and this time I lose my balance off the slippery driveway and fall forward. I caught myself and landed on my knees and hands before I could fall on my now aching belly. Dior zooms past me and kicks Tehran's car door, then throws my flower pot into her windshield, cracking it just as she was backing out. Running back to my side, Dior comes over and examines me. Why would you do something like that? Something so stupid. Dior scolds me and I start to tear up again as they help me off the ground. I mean, it was just so fast. I didn't know what the hell to do. Dior sobs with me. Dior sobs. With me, I'm in too much pain to even digest what just happened. I start to limp back to the car. I'm cold, wet, and scared for my unborn child. Holding on to my arms, Juice is furious. I snatch my arms away. I don't care that he's mad. I only care because not only have we been officially spotted and I put our baby in danger. Juice starts to huff and puff. What the fuck was you thinking? You could have hurt my baby. Then what, Tori? Juice pushes me in the back seat, grabbing my chin. I'm forced to look him in the eye. Juice has 3 seconds to take his hand off my chin, and I'm about to cuss his ass out because I have just had it. You have these feelings because this shit ain't your house. This bitch taking shit out of my house. And where was your concern when I first told you somebody broke into my house? You was too busy fucking Nisha, huh? What if she was chilling up in a spot you paid for? Better yet, the spot Nisha paid for. Yeah, I bet you be knocking bitches out then. I arch my eyebrows and wiggle my head to loosen his grip. Juice lets my face go and sits back. I dare Juice to say another word. The fuck he think he is? I'm tired of the bullshit. Dior, who is completely silent, jumps into the driver's side. Charles gets into the passenger seat, carefully scanning the area. Dior heads back to Juice's apartment. I don't have shit else to say. I don't feel like I should have to justify my actions. I want that bitch dead. After a few minutes, Juice finally has something to say. Holding up his fingers, Juice starts. 1, you put my baby in danger. 2, your ass gonna get us killed because now the nigga know for sure we in Atlanta. And 3, your fucking attitude and temper have you so fucking high-headed. You ain't even thinking straight. That was some stupid ass shit you just did, Tori. I start thinking to myself, if he don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna punch him too. I phase Juice and his shit talking out. I'm holding on tightly to my stomach and groaning. The pain is getting stronger by the minute. I don't want to hear shit from Charles, Dior, or Juice. I need medical help. Just hold on, Tori. I'm gonna get you to the hospital. You need to be checked out, Dior says as she looks in the back seat with her big brown eyes. No one says anything, not a word. Well, not until we get into a medical urgent care facility. Confused, I look at Dior. I thought it was best if you're seen here. I didn't want us to run the risk of you being found in a hospital. That's probably the first place. Wait, I thought it was best. Yeah. I thought it was probably the first place anyone might look. So let's go in here and get you checked out. I nod my head and wait as Juice walks inside to get a wheelchair for me. All of a sudden, I'm no longer angry, but I was starting to regret my decision that I made tonight. My stomach was in knots. Kennedy was flipping, tossing, turning, kicking, and my man was so mad at me, he wasn't talking to me right now. As I ease into the wheelchair, the cold, sharp air makes the tears on my face burn my skin. I shiver as he wheels me inside. To my surprise, you can get quick and fast attention when you're 7 months pregnant. Only one person is allowed to go with me, and allowed to go with me in the back, and of course it's Jay. We needed to talk, and plus if I'm in labor, I would really need him by my side. What happened, Mrs. Lee? The pretty tall black nurse asked. Looking back towards her and admiring her scrub with a cute little baby bottles, and other whatnots on them. I hesitated a moment as I thought about what I was really going to say. I fell down my driveway. You know, the ice, the hills, the dark, and my clumsiness. I think I sprained my wrist too. I tried to laugh it off, but the pain was really kicking in. Okay, well, we'll check it out. We'll check out that wrist of yours. Okay, well, we'll check out that wrist of yours. And then for contractions and bleeding, you'll need to be more careful, especially in this weather, Miss Lee, she said cheerfully as she opened the door to what I can only assume is a sonogram room because it was dark, cold, and the only glaring light belonged to a huge computer monitor. Still without saying a word, Juice helps me change out of these wet, dirty clothes and into a gown onto the table, and I get comfortable as the nurse prepares to let me get another look at Kennedy's growth process. I'm going to monitor your contractions. Hopefully, they're just muscle spasms and you can go home in a bit. The nurse hums a tune or two as she works quickly to hook me up. Looking over at Juice, I could tell he's still pissed, but he's more concerned with our health right now more than anything as he stares at the monitor. Well, I'm assuming that you know you're having a girl, correct? We both nod. Well, there's good news. She's fine, although her heartbeat is very rapid, the perky nurse says as she shuts down the monitor. I've checked your contractions. These are just Braxton Hicks, and you have no bleeding, which is good. Being that you have bent your wrist, it's a good. Being that you can bend your wrist, it's a good sign too. I'll have you a prescription of Tylenol for the pain, and you can go home as soon as I get all of your paperwork completed. I was wishing I had gotten a chance to look at Kennedy, but the nurse looked so quickly I barely got the chance to peek at her. The nurse cleans off my belly and leaves the room, promising to return with a few discharge papers. As soon as she closes the door, I turn and look towards Juice. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Look, I know you mad. At least I'm fine. The baby is fine. My wrist doesn't hurt as much. And the cuts on my hand feel okay. I just want to go home and shower and lay with you. Juice cuts his eyes at me. Yeah, I'm ready to go home too and figure out what's next. I'm just glad we all okay. Getting off the table, as the door opens, I'm excited to see the nurse with a few white sheets of paper. I'm free to go. A few pain pills later and a quiet ride home. What you doing, fat baby? In a quiet ride home, I finally feel better. Pulling up into the gated community, I start to feel tranquil again, even though I know I just put us in grave danger. But at least we had a safe place to sleep tonight. Charles and Dior chose to spend the night just because Dior didn't want to leave my side. I was really grateful to have a friend that was down for me no matter what. I never found the words to say that night to Juice. Instead, I chose to let him work through his attitude with me. That gave me an opportunity to text my brother and let him know I was in town. Of course, he was happy to hear from me, and we spent half the night texting back and forth until Juice takes my phone and puts it on the dresser so we can hold each other. His touch was deeply missed by me. I really needed his body to be connected to mine. Since my voluptuous belly was now in the way of me comfortably facing him, I leaned my neck back as he spooned me. Kissing me on the back of my neck, I welcome him grabbing onto the back of his head. His kisses are long, as are his strokes on my back with his hands. Moaning in anticipation, I begin to pull off my pink gym shorts that were already placed below my belly button. Still behind me, he opened my legs and began to feel his way around my wet, sticky thighs. Wasting no time, he placed his rock-hard man pole inside of me, but only to stroke me a few times before taking out his dick and replacing it with his tongue. He did this over and over. Each time I think he's going to come, he will switch. Finally, feeling like I've had enough, tongue action. Juice slides it in so deep that I let out an involuntary moan. As the insides of my chest feel like they were fluttering, I lay on my side with my legs cocked open as Juice beats my pussy senseless. I could tell he was angry with me. I had been angry with him, but makeup sex is always the best option. I moan and scream as I was brought to a climax like always. Sorry, Dior and Charles had to hear us. But I swear nobody can do my body like him. Woo! Okay, girl. Come through, girl, with the ones and twos. Ooh, ooh. All right, this book won't be as long of a read as our last one. The last one was 8 episodes, and we're going to be airing Money is the Motive Reality Rap Season 1, Episode 3 on Monday at 7 p.m. For this one, we are actually 45% through the book. So I think I probably got 2 or 3 more reads in this book, and we'll be moving on. Come on now. Go ahead, Tony Michelle, with your bad self. You so nasty. All right, guys. What you say, Dior? Get her ass, brother-in-law. Okay, period. All right, you guys. I will see you guys back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Peace and love.